Chciałbym również powitać gości kraju. To be Dr. honoris causa. Thank you.
Professor Jerzy Józef Sobczak was born on March 11, 1952 in Jasło. After passing his higher school diploma in 1971 in the Technical School of Mechanical Engineering in Gorlice as a machinist and machine building technician, he successfully passed the entry examination of the Faculty of Non-Ferrous Metals at the AGH University of Science and Technology in Krakow. In 1973, he was sent to the Peter the Great St. Petersburg Polytechnic University to study at the Faculty of Physics and Metallurgy with the specialization in metallurgy of non-ferrous metals. During those studies, he worked at the Department of Electrophysics and Pyrometallurgy of non-ferrous metals, winning several first-degree awards at the student scientific conferences and linguistic Olympics. At the same time, he won prizes in several foreign student artistic festivals and performed on Russian, Azerbaijan, and Armenian television with recitals of Polish, Ukrainian, and Russian songs. He graduated with honors in 1978, defending his diploma thesis entitled Obtaining Chromium Tantalum Alloys by Electrolysis of Molten Chlorides. After returning to Poland, he undertook work at the Foundry Research Institute in Krakow as an engineer technologist and then went to doctoral studies again to the Peter the Great St. Petersburg Polytechnic University. During the doctoral program, he delivered lectures for students of the 5th year, organized laboratory classes, and consulted with students their diploma thesis. The PhD dissertation, entitled Obtaining Chromium Tantalum Alloys by Electrolysis of Liquid Salt Systems, was successfully defended in 1982. In addition to the above-mentioned experience gained in didactic work, other significant achievements in the doctoral studies included the development of a new electrolyte composition for the fabrication and refining of electrolytic chromium with industrial verification in plants in Russia and Ukraine. First scientific publication, especially in renowned journals of the Russian Academy of Science. First contact with Professor Boris Gulayev, world-famous metallurgist. At this point, he began working on further improvements introduced to his concept of alloy synthesis, ending in the development of an original methodology, including the chemical composition and heat treatment parameters of alloys with predefined physico-mechanical properties. For those achievements, 2 patents were granted in the period between 1983 and 1986. The consequence of the development of this new direction in metallurgy was the computer-aided design performed during the project entitled Cast Construction Materials based on aluminum alloys with predetermined set of high properties. The project was founded by the Foundation for Polish Science and resulted in the publication of the first monograph, Fundamentals of Alloy Synthesis. In 1983, Professor Sobczak was appointed to be head of the section of light metal alloys in the Department of Non-Ferrous Metals at the Foundry Research Institute in Krakow. Since the beginning of his scientific work, he's been dealing with special materials and manufacturing techniques, focusing attention especially on the squeeze casting process. As a supervisor of target task number 15, operating the framework of the Central Research and Development Plan, he successfully applied the pressure-assisted solidification technique to magnesium and copper alloys and then developed the complex technology of making pistons for internal combustion engines. The research was combined with the startup of production stand at WSK PZL Gorzyce, Icarus and Wola pistons in 1986-1990. The peak of Professor Sobczak's activity in the field of this technology took place in 1993 when he submitted to the Council of the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering at the Poznań University of Technology a postdoctoral thesis entitled The Theoretical and Practical Fundamentals of the Squeeze Casting Process of Non-Ferrous Metals, which allowed him obtaining the title of Doctor Habilitatus in the field of construction and operation of machinery for casting of non-ferrous metals. By decision of the Council of Faculty, the work received a special award. The period of work on the habilitation thesis was the turning point for Professor Sobczak in his activity in the field of the synthesis of heterogeneous systems, especially metal matrix composites. At the same time, it was a logical continuation of his interest in alloy synthesis and mechanism by which the external pressure affects the crystallization and solidification of metallic materials. In 1990, he began the research on the homogeneous strengthening of aluminium titanium, aluminium zirconium, and aluminium chromium alloys by the method of direct reaction with nitrogen in liquid metal. These materials, as a matter of fact, in situ composites. In the year 1993-1994, he was elaborating the first in vitro composites reinforced with continuous fibers or with dispersed silicon carbide and alumina particles, and to make products locally reinforced with ceramic preforms based on the example of new generation pistons for internal combustion engines. Apart from the work resulting from his regular duties, Professor Sobczak was also involved in social activities. He was appointed, among others, to be the chairman of the Conciliation Commission acting for the Solidarity Trade Union and All Poland Alliance of Trade Unions at the Foundry Research Institute. He was also actively participating in the artistic work of the performers for sung poetry. In September 1989, he was honored with the Gold Badge for social work in the city of Krakow. In 1994, he began a one-year scientific internship at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee in the Composite Center led by a distinguished specialist in the field of composite materials, Professor Pradeep Rohatgi. During his stay in the United States, Professor Sobczak worked on the following issues: a development of highly adaptable technology for introducing ceramic particles into the liquid metal, the first process in the world practice for producing centrifugal casting from the lead-free copper graphite alloys, physical and mathematical modeling of composite manufacturing processes, and the development of various technologies for the implementation of composite casting done for numerous well-known American companies, such as Ford, Alcan, Inco, Uralcan, Copeland. After the internship, he was frequently invited to the USA as a visiting professor with several months of stay. During his scientific internship and also later, he was delivering lectures and seminars for senior year students and was acting as consultant for master's and doctoral theses on the crystallization of metal matrix composites. He was and he is still invited to conduct specialist seminars and deliver lectures at American scientific, industrial, and decision-making centers, including the Department of Energy of USA, Oak Ridge National Laboratory, University of Wisconsin-Madison, Milwaukee and Stout, Energy Industries of Ohio, NASA, and American Foundry Society. In 1996, he was appointed to be professor of the Foundry Research Institute in Krakow. In the mid-90s, he started searching for the possibilities to use fly ash waste materials in the manufacture of high-performance metal matrix composites. He initiated and continued until the present day the work on the development of technology to produce composite components for the automotive industry, in particular internal combustion engine, pistons, and discs for automotive brake systems. To intensify promotional activities for new material and construction solutions, in 1999-2007, he also took a job at the Motor Transport Institute in Warsaw as a professor and head of the newly established Composite Materials Laboratory. In the final period of his employment, he was also an advisor to the Director for Studies and Research. In 2002, the President of the Republic of Poland awarded to Professor Sobczak the title of Professor of Technical Science. And in 2007, Professor Sobczak won the competition for the position of Director at the Foundry Research Institute. For many years, Professor Sobczak has been cooperating with foreign partners in Germany, USA, Japan, Italy, Ukraine, Russia, and also in Bulgaria. The scope includes modeling and crystallization and solidification processes and movement of reinforcing phases particles in functionally graded materials, including metal matrix composites. Joint work covers pressure-assisted metallurgy, theoretical and practical issues of ultralight high porosity media with oriented structure, and the fundamentals of self-healing materials. In collaboration with partners from the Bulgarian Academy of Science, research funded by the European Space Agency was also conducted. Professor Sobczak was an organizer and member of the scientific committees of numerous conferences, congresses, seminars, and technical forums, both in Poland and abroad. Since the mid-90s, he's been participating in the work of the Committee of Material Science and the Committee of Metallurgy of the Polish Academy of Science. Since 2007, he's been a member of these committees, including chair of the composite section of Committee of Material Science. Since 1978, he's been a Gold Badge awarded member of the Technical Association of Polish Foundrymen, the vice president of this association, and until today, member of the main board. In 2015, he became an honorary member of the association. He was also a founding member and former vice president of the Polish Society of Composite Materials, vice chairman of the audit committee of the Polish Society for Material Science, a member of numerous foreign associations, including TMS since 1992, American Society for Metals since 1994, National Committee for Composite Engineering since 1994, and American Foundry Society since 1997. Starting from 2010, he's been a member of the main board of research institutes, holding the position of chairman of the Scientific Policy Committee. He was a chairman of the Scientific Council of the Foundry Research Institute, a long-time member of the scientific councils of other national scientific institutions and selected representative organizations. He's a reviewer and a member of the program councils of renowned scientific journals, project reviewer, expert of the Ministry of Development and National Center for Research and Development, advisor of doctoral and habilitation thesis, and procedures for granting the title of professor. He reactivated Transaction of the Foundry Research Institute, one of the most important scientific journals in the foundry industry, acting since 2007 as editor-in-chief. Professor Jerzy Sobczak has been awarded many times for his scientific, research, and organizational achievements in Poland and abroad. Among the most important honors are the Minister of Science and Higher Education Award for Outstanding Scientific and Technical Achievements in 2012, Honorary Research Fellow of the Bulgarian Academy of Science in 2014, and TB Polonia Persyentam, Honorary Distinction of the Institute of Metallurgy and Material Science of the Polish Academy of Science in 2016. He has a silver and gold Cross of Merit since 2011. He promoted 3 PhD theses in engineering. He's an author and co-author of nearly 500 original works published in such renowned journals as the Journal of Materials and Alloys, Scripta Materialia, Materials Science and Engineering, Materials Chemistry and Physics, Journal of Materials Engineering and Performance, Colloids and Surfaces, and Foundrymen. He's published 61 brochures and books, also in English language, 100 scientific papers for a general public, performed more than 100 research, industrial, independent, and implementational projects in Poland and abroad. He's also the author and co-author of 32 patents and utility models. As a director, realizing his vision of modernization and advanced management program, he led twice the Foundry Research Institute to the A category and strengthened its position in terms of scientific potential and research capabilities. He's placed it at the forefront of research and development centers operating in the field of material science and liquid phase-assisted metallurgy.
Dear colleagues, a short information about our collaboration. Professor Jerzy Sobczak is the Executive Director of Foundry Research Institute Krakow, Poland, and established scientist with international prestige. His scientific research is widely applied in the field of material science and engineering in many countries in Europe. He is a leader more than 60 projects, 40 of which have been developed over the last 5 years. Part of results of these 40 projects were included 42 publications and 29 papers developed at international symposia and congress. Professor Jerzy Sobczak is initial of part of the Foundry Research Institute Krakow to be bilateral agreement for cooperation between the Foundry Research Institute and Technical University Warnie, which was considered in 2015. Upon his initiative, grants were established by Foundry Research Institute Krakow with the aim of facilitating student diploma project development and conducting joint training of PhD students of the Foundry Research Institute Krakow. Between 2015 and 2017, Professor Sobczak visited Technical University Varna many times and delivered a series of lectures in the field of material science, new technologies, and materials and biomedical engineering. This lecture attracted a lot of interest of TU Varna lecturers and students, as well as scientists of Bulgarian Academy of Scientists and University in Varna and Varna general public. On the ground of this contribution to Technical University Varna, in April 2017, Academic Council of Technical University Varna awarded Professor Jerzy Sobczak the honorary title of Doctor honoris causa of Technical University Varna. It is my honor and privilege to present to you Professor Sobczak, the new Doctor honoris causa of Technical University Varna. Now, our rector, Professor Rosen Vasiliev, will award certificate of honorary title, Doctor honoris causa of Technical University Varna of Professor Jerzy Sobczak.
Уважаеми дами и господа, за мен е голяма чест и удоволствие в изпълнение решението на Академичния съвет на Техническия университет Варна за цялостната научно-изследователска дейност и за приноса в развитието на отношенията между Техническия университет Варна и Института по материалознание към Българската академия на науките, за удостояването на професор Jerzy Sobczak с почетното звание доктор хонорис кауза на Техническия университет Варна. Убеден съм, че връзките между тези институции тепърва ще се развиват в още по-голяма широчина.
Your Magnificence Rector, Professor Rosen Vasiliev, honorable guests from Bulgaria, dear Christo, Ludmil, Lenka, dear members of Scientific Board, dear colleagues from the Foundry Research Institute in Krakow, most distinguished guests. I think I have already stepped into the shadow line that was so gracefully depicted by Joseph Conrad. I have slowly started recapitulating my professional life with a special attention paid to the assessment what was good and worth noted. I have cherished the precious moments of lofty emotions. I have recalled the happy moments of appreciation for the work well done, quick glances and words of approval. Those who know me are also aware that I don't like celebrations. It is true, but for all the wealth of earth and heaven, show me someone who would willingly refuse and abandon the idea of being elected, of being praised, of honored, of being raised to a higher dignity, who would reject the satisfaction and the pleasure of being treated as a very special and important person. This is exactly how I feel today. First of all, let me start with this short speech with thanks addressed to those who have made the dream come true on this very special day. I would like to extend my thanks to His Magnificence, Rector of the Technical University of Warnie, Professor Rosen Vasiliev, and to Prorector, Professor Christos Skulev, for the decision of the academic board to grant me the degree of Doctor honoris causa. I thank Professor Ludmił Dręczew, Director of the Angel Balewski Institute of Metal Science, Equipment and Technologies with Hydroaerodynamic Center of the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences, for promoting my person and thus enabling me to receive today this distinction, so important for every scholar and scientist. Nearly, let's say 25, 30 years ago, I had the pleasure to meet Professor Dręczew for the first time. Over the years, we have managed to put some new light on a few really fascinating issues and bring them to the state of being more clarified. At this point, I'm mainly recalling our work on the mathematical description and mathematical experimental verification of the movement of the reinforcing phase as dispersed in metal matrix composite with a modification of the Einstein equation. Please just try to imagine that for our great surprise, in a vivid plenary discussion during one of the conferences, someone has suddenly called this equation the Einstein-Dręczew-Sobczak equation. Yes, yes, my dear friends, it was. I also remember the pioneering and courageous vision of formulating theoretical foundations and technological guidelines for the synthesis of metal materials lighter than air, which is in Polish classical literature have become known as Professor Geist metal. And last but not least, I would like to mention our research and modeling of ultralight, fascinating high porosity media with oriented structure. Dear Ludmił, I thank my fate that I have been given the opportunity to work with you and with your colleagues for so many years, and that our mutual relations are always based on trust, reliability, solidarity, understanding, and male friendship. I'm proud to be a part of the academic community of this young university. The university which closely cooperates with the industry and carries out the research jointly with other universities in Europe and the rest of the world. The university that, by using its scientific achievements and academic traditions, educate students at all levels of the scientific knowledge, both in Bulgarian and English languages. It is very important to emphasize that this technical university is located in Varna, a city whose history dates back to the Romanian Empire and Byzantine times, and for us Poles, associated with heroic fighting against the Turkish army and the tragic death in the 15th century of Polish King Władysław III, also known as Warneńczyk, Władysław III of Varna. I wish to thank my Foundry Research Institute in Krakow for the last 40 years of our mutual relations. During that time, I was able to carry out scientific research, to implement organizational plans, and to fulfill my dreams of various scientific achievements. This day is also the day of glory for our institute in Krakow. For the first time during the 70 years of the existence of this institute, its director receives the title of honorary professor granted by a foreign university, This short speech would not be complete if here and now, in public, facing all of you, I didn't add a few warm words of gratitude addressed to my closest colleague and co-worker, Professor Natalie Sobczak, my life partner, my wife, mother and grandmother of our children and grandchildren. There is a number of precious things for which I want to thank you, Natalie. I want to thank you for creating and maintaining our family that is like a stable and hard rock on which I can rest and draw the strength so much needed in all my endeavors for being a cure and solace, especially in difficult moments that we had in the past. Dear Natalie, we have been, and you are for me, the source of joy and inspiration that never gets empty. Today, I thank you all the good things that I have received from you, and I also thank everyone present here for their kindness and goodwill. As you have already heard today, on several occasions, the Creator has rewarded me in my life with the privilege of being recognized for my creative work. I appreciate the status of Distinguished Worker of the Foundry Research Institute, Instytut Odlewnictwa, and Motor Transport Institute, Instytut Transportu Samochodowego in Warsaw. I consider it as a great favor to be a honorary member of Technical Association of Polish Foundrymen, STOP, and Honorable Research Fellow of the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences. Motivation and justification for each of the received prizes were always very important to me, and perhaps the most beautiful and moving arguments I found in the TB Polonia Perscientiam honorary prize received from the Alexander Krupkowski Institute of Metallurgy and Material Science of the Polish Academy of Sciences. taking advantage of this solemn moment, at the risk of sounding immodest, I would like now to quote the text in full. For a huge personal contribution to the development of Polish foundry industry, for the skill to combine and use knowledge and industrial practice, for an open humanistic mind reaching far beyond the metallurgy and materials engineering, for many years of cooperation and for personal kindness. It would be difficult to imagine a more honorable description. So no wonder that I will keep forever in my grateful memory these sublime phrases. Dear Pavel, thank you very much. Finally, I thank you all very much for the good wishes and kind words that have come to my address in the recent period. I will try not to disappoint you and prove worthy of the honor bestowed upon me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.
Jest podpisany przez prezesa pana W tym liście pan prezes gratuluje uzyskania godności doktora honoris causa, które w jego mniemaniu potwierdza fakt, jak wysoko odlewniczy świat ocenia pracę zawodową i naukową pana profesora Sobczaka. Dla pana prezesa Ryby jest to tym ważniejsze, że jest bardzo dumny z tej wieloletniej współpracy zawodowej, jak również podkreśla wieloletnią przyjaźń. W końcu w imieniu Podlewniczej Izby Gospodarczej, jedynej ogólnopolskiej samorządowej organizacji Technika.
Szanowny doktorze honoris causa, drogi przyjacielu, z największym szacunkiem gratuluję Ci tak zaszczytnego tytułu. Tytuł, który niesie nie tylko w świat Twoje nazwisko, ale niesie w świat Twoją wiedzę i Twoje zaangażowanie w odlewnictwo światowe i przede wszystkim w odlewnictwo polskie. W imieniu Zarządu Głównego Stowarzyszenia Technicznego Odlewników Polskich i swoim własnym serdecznie Ci gratuluję. Chciałbym, żeby ten tytuł zmobilizował nie tylko kolegów naszych, ale również całe polskie odlewnictwo do tego, żeby starało się dorównać Twoim osiągnięciom i zdobywać na terenie Polski oraz poza jej granicami te zaszczytne tytuły. Za to serdecznie w imieniu również polskich odlewników Ci dziękuję. Jeszcze raz wszystkiego najlepszego. Gratuluję Ci również wspaniałej żonie, rodzinie, dzięki której na pewno, i zresztą to powiedziałeś, mogłeś osiągnąć to, co osiągnąłeś i będziesz na pewno jeszcze nadal osiągał kolejne sukcesy i kolejne zaszczyty. Wszystkiego najlepszego.
Będzie trudno dorównać pod względem klasomówczości panu prezesowi. Panie prezesie, bardzo dziękuję.
Należę do mniejszości, bo jestem jednym z tych trzech. Czyli mój promotor, mój, że tak powiem, człowiek od wszystkiego na początku. Nasze drogi się spotkały w 1996 roku. Do dziś to trwa. Jestem dumny, że pan profesor Sobczak został tak uhonorowany. Doktor honoris causa to wielka sprawa. Jeszcze raz gratuluję. Wszystkiego najlepszego.
Do spożycia wspólnego, tak?
Szanowny panie profesorze, ja już nie będę taki głośny jak mój poprzednik, raczej w ciszy. Chciałbym pogratulować uzyskania zaszczytnej godności doktora honoris causa, życzyć następnych sukcesów w pracy i współpracy z nami, czyli Instytutem Mechaniki Precyzyjnej, jak i sukcesów w pracy naukowej i dla działaniu na niwie rozwoju Instytutu. Jest to faktycznie rzecz niespotykana, taki sukces, który osiągnął pan profesor. Ślicznie gratuluję. Są to życzenia w imieniu pana dyrektora Instytutu Mechaniki Precyzyjnej Tomasza Babula, jak i moim osobistym z racji długoletniej znajomości z profesorem Sobczakiem. Gratuluję jeszcze raz.
To wielki zaszczyt. Dziękujemy. Dziękuję.
Dziękuję. Proszę przyjąć list i suweniry instytutowe.
Ślicznie dziękuję.
Szanowny panie profesorze, w imieniu Rady Wydziału Odlewnictwa Akademii Górniczo-Hutniczej w Krakowie, władz dziekańskich, moim własnym, chciałem złożyć panu profesorowi serdeczne gratulacje z okazji nadania tej godności doktora honoris causa Uniwersytetu Technicznego w Warnie. Tytuł doktora honoris causa stanowi taką perłę w koronie osiągnięć naukowych. Jest nam szczególnie miło, że mamy przyjemność, mamy honor współpracować z panem profesorem, z Instytutem Odlewnictwa w Krakowie. Mam nadzieję, że nasza współpraca będzie się rozwijała i napotka nowe możliwości w najbliższych czasach. Bardzo dziękuję.
Wszelkich sił, żeby stało się zadość tym pięknym słowom i życzeniom. Panie
Gratuluję panie profesorze.
Dziękuję serdecznie.
Ja chciałem wystąpić w imieniu dyrekcji Rady Naukowej i wszystkich pracowników Instytutu Metalurgii Żelaza w Gliwicach, zaprzyjaźnionego instytutu z Instytutem Odlewnictwa, złożyć serdeczne gratulacje z okazji nadania tego ważnego tytułu, życzyć dalszych sukcesów w pracy zawodowej, jak również w życiu osobistym. I chciałem podkreślić także, oprócz tego wspaniałego dorobku naukowego, dużą aktywność pana profesora w działalności na rzecz ochrony naszych instytutów badawczych w ramach Rady Głównej Instytutów Badawczych. Jeszcze raz serdecznie gratuluję.
Dziękuję. Dziękuję po lekcji. Dziękuję serdecznie. Drodzy Państwo, proszę mi wierzyć, że dołożyłem wszelkich sił, aby dzisiejsza uroczystość nosiła bardzo skromny charakter. Stąd też zaproszenia, które poprosiłem, aby były przekazane, zostały skierowane naprawdę do bardzo, bardzo ograniczonej ilości osób, których można policzyć na palcach jednej ręki. Państwo uczyniliście ten dzień dla mnie podwójnie świąteczny i radosny. Podobnie jak byłem, można powiedzieć, fetowany w trakcie pobytu mojego w Bułgarii, za co kolegom bułgarskim bardzo chciałem też serdecznie z tego miejsca po polsku podziękować. I podejrzewam, że gdyby ta uroczystość odbyła się w Bułgarii, ona by nabrała charakteru wielkiej fety. Ja chciałem tego uniknąć, dlatego też dziękuję Państwu za wyrozumiałość i proszę też wziąć pod uwagę to, że cokolwiek, co daj Boże, jeszcze nas spotka wspólnie, to aby ono zawsze nosiło tak skromny charakter, dlatego że Państwa uczucia, Państwa sympatia, Państwa dobry stosunek do mnie i życzliwość jest dla mnie wartością ponadczasową. Nie kwiaty, nie te cudowne, przepiękne kwiaty, darowane od serca przecież, nie podarunki materialne, ale Państwa dobre serca i dobre myśli. I to sobie zawsze ceniłem, to sobie zawsze cenię najwyżej i cenić będę. Także bardzo Wam dziękuję za Wasze dobry stosunek ku mojej osobie. Jeszcze raz bardzo dziękuję Państwu za obecność, za uprzejmość, za zaszczycenie mojej osoby. I podobno możemy, Danusiu, zaprosić teraz, tak, kolegów na ewentualnie jakąś po prostu przekąskę. Także bardzo Państwu dziękuję raz jeszcze. Thank you very, very much, guys.